Ladies and gentlemen, the Hive is live. Bring your vision. This is how we build.
I'm live. All right, people.
1,000,000 cuff.
Hey, get ready. One MC. Get ready, get ready. Cheers. Get your coffee. Find a seat. We are ready. Midweek pickup with the 1MC. I think that should be a thing on a t-shirt, like when you're just dragging during the week. Welcome, welcome to the 1MC. Wow, I'm really loud today. If it's your first time, we'd like to welcome you. I'm not really great at the hostess thing. I should be better. There's the bathroom down the hall. If you have any questions, we hang out afterwards, thanks to Trevor in the space, and it gives you additional time to connect. I really encourage you to reach out to folks in the room because there are a lot of incredible people in the room that you never know what happens from those connections. 1MC hosted every Wednesday across the nation. We are so grateful to be a part of that. We're about 130 now of us, and it is designed to allow entrepreneurs to take the stage and tell their story. All about that, all about supporting entrepreneurs. It's funded through the Kauffman Foundation, but we are all volunteers here. They support us. And so if you ever have any other questions, you can ask me about that later. I think about a theme every time we have 1MC. And I don't know if you know this about me. I'm not licensed in Oregon, but I'm a clinical psychologist, and I don't practice, but I do practice in different ways. You all know that. You laugh. It threads into everything I do when working with entrepreneurs. And so I'm so moved sometimes to bring something about mental health. And today's focus is about health. And I was thinking about my own issues with my back. And when I went in to have it looked at, they told me that I had really lived a good life. The reason I have bone on bone and I'm in constant pain is because why? I overused it. I had a good time, right? And so even though we deal with things in our life that can be painful or challenging, what is that? Is that my phone? No. It sounds like a ring. Okay. But it reminded me to live, to really be grateful for every day and to live. And even though this is not fun, I'm kind of proud of myself that I water skied and snow skied and crashed, raced drag boats, rode horses, and got bucked off a few times. So it's because this injury is because I lived my life. And I think that's super important. And I want to remind you about that each day when you wake up, to be so grateful. I go out a lot of times barefoot in the grass just to kind of reconnect, ground myself. It's shocking sometimes. Don't do it in the snow. I wouldn't advise it. It's super cold. But just think about health today. One of our presenters is going to focus on a new product that he's releasing. It's exciting. But health, let that be that theme this week, because really in life, health, the relationships are so important. Like they're number one. Without either of those, life isn't as good. And that's why this is so special. There's incredible relationships, incredible people in this room. I am so grateful for you all. I was very not super social. I know this is weird. I'm introverted. And it's so exciting to have this whole new group of friends in my life. And it has really made a difference. So I just wanted to lead with the theme of health. And if you get a chance, Bill Burnett has a TED Talk that I offer in my class. And it's about the good life. And he conducted a study about happiness and health and longevity. And are you familiar with it, Mary? Bill Burnett, he has a book. But what I loved about it is when he did all this research, and it was a longitudinal study, what he found was really simple. It wasn't shocking. It wasn't wealth. And it wasn't all these things. It was relationships. Relationships. Relationships make us healthy. Relationships increase our longevity. They increase the quality of our life. So I just want to say, when you're in 1MC every Wednesday, you're increasing your longevity and your brain health. So just know that you get that side, you get that side bonus. Anyway, without further ado, Ed Cutler, I met at a coffee shop. If you've heard this story before, I'm sorry. And I was eavesdropping. I was meeting entrepreneurs, which I do in random coffee shops. And the word entrepreneur came up. And I was like, oh, what are you talking about, entrepreneur? Because I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. And I was like, oh, what is this? So we all connected. And the friendships are still there a year and a half later. And I have been so honored to be a part of Ed's journey. He is such an incredible serial entrepreneur. He's always looking for ways to make things better, improve people's lives. And so it's been really fun to travel along as he's created and rebuilt and redone. So I would love to introduce Ed Cutler with Your Health Pro. Welcome, my friend.
That one? Okay. Well, thank you guys. Um, yeah, it's been a while. I presented a while ago. It's been over a year, I think, the last time. So, um, so as you know, my name is Ed Cutler. I'm the founder of a few different types of companies. You guys know what phlebotomy is? Yeah, it's that's right. So it's I have a national phlebotomy company. I'll go ahead and pop through this. So a little bit of history about me. If those of you guys that don't know me, my wife and I started in the health and mobile phlebotomy world back in 1995, and it's been a interesting, fun journey. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my entire life. I never expected phlebotomy to be my career, but it's been a blast. It's just what God really, you know, fitted for me. So um, a little bit more history about me. I'm a father, husband, um, and now grandfather. We have, ready for this? I think we have 11 grandchildren, basically two on the way. So it's weird to hit that different plateau. So overall, I'll just kind of go into the journey of how we came to Your Health Pro. So years ago, we started, by God's grace, um, we started serving employers for on-site wellness and basically on-site health fairs, and it just kind of grew word of mouth. They talked to other customers and clients, and then we started working on clinical trials and studies, and then um, I got some people in Hollywood found out about me, and they actually paid for me to fly out there and draw their blood, and so it just kind of really exploded to this large nationwide phlebotomy piece. And then it started to outgrow us pretty quickly, started to outgrow me. And so we started to contract out with a lot of phlebotomists. And then we needed a way to manage that. So we just go through this. So we needed a way to manage. We now have, just to let you guys know, we now have about 6,000 phlebotomists in our network nationwide and also worldwide. But in order to manage that, and that, because it can get overwhelming, our customer care team was quite overwhelmed. So we took 20 years of customer service pain points, and we generated and we created an app. So we came up with the idea of, let's create an app to help mobile health providers to serve their patients better, because we're in the service business. We're here to serve others exceptionally. And so if we're here to serve others, the phlebotomists in the field, they know how to serve their patients. They don't know really how to run a business. So if you look at the slide, mobile health pros are stuck. This was where I was. Had issues with scheduling, reminders. There was no communication, and there was no communication between the phlebotomist and the patients. It was always like, where are they? If they're getting running late, if they're stuck in traffic or whatever. The payment processing was slow. A lot of lost time and revenue. Overall, we're here to serve and to make things better for patients and for the providers. So, with all of these pain points, we created an app called Your Health Pro. We want to open it up to any healthcare sector, not just the mobile phlebotomy side and the lab testing side. So, back in 2018, we went live with our first app, which was our back end side that managed just for our phlebotomy side. And 2018, that was before a thing called COVID. And so it was working nice. We were testing it out because it's, in healthcare, it has to be all HIPAA compliant, and we work with clinical trials, so it had to be super compliant. It's called the 49 CFR Part 11, compliance for federal government contracts and stuff. And so we were really careful on what we put through the app. It was only for the back end. It was only for our phlebotomy side. Well, it did the scheduling for us. It did it managed all of our GPS tracking. It acts like Uber, basically. So, but it was only with our customer care team could put the order in. So it was only from the backside. So our customer care team would put an order in, and it would find the phlebotomist in the area that met the qualifications based on area and also based on rating, because the patients get to rate them through our system. Well, with this process, it worked nice, but it wasn't scalable because somebody from our team always had to enter the orders. So we added a few things to it to where other clients could actually enter orders. And so when COVID hit, some of our big competitors in the industry, some pretty large ones, all decided to shut their businesses and close down. And that opened the doors for our Alpha Phlebotomy group. And so we had to go from testing about 100 patients a month to over 500 patients a day. And the software scaled for us with only 17 people in customer service. Not bad. So it worked. So we know it worked, right? And so this process, going through this process, working through all of the fun stuff on the back end of an app, and we self-funded this project going, okay, now how do we take this and bring it to the general market space and people so everybody can have access to better healthcare? And so what we did is we basically we created the app called Your Health Pro, right? But we want to open it up to any healthcare sector as far as like the market space. So we have our Alpha Phlebotomy group, but then we also have Your Health Collabs. Your Health Collabs brings direct to consumer lab testing to anyone, anytime. So you can get any type of lab testing anywhere across the country without a doctor's order. The model is to take control of your health today. It's not other people that's going to take control of yourself, of your health. You guys got to take care of and take control of your health. This idea came about many years ago when one of my sons needed a lab test, and I used to be able to run it at the hospital lab where I worked. But then regulations changed. They said, "Oh no, you need to get a doctor's order for it." So it's like, I just want one test. It takes 5 minutes to run it. It took me almost 4 weeks to get a result because I had to go to the doctor. Didn't see why he really wanted to order it, but then when I explained, he goes, "Okay, I'll order it for you." And it took a couple of weeks. I had to go back and get results from them. I couldn't get it myself, and I was frustrated. Okay, and so what we did is we created the Your Health Collabs. So now anyone across the country can order lab testing. And if you want lab testing, come see me. We could order it. You can order it. And we usually save patients usually about 60 to 70% off regular retail cost. But, there was the lab testing anytime when I forgot about that one. So the trends are just exploding in mobile healthcare. Since COVID, people are looking for, and used to having more services at home, right? And so what we did is we created an app. We created the actual customer platform now, which is an entire new part of our business. It's almost like DoorDash, only for healthcare providers. We're tying in with we actually have integration started with some EMRs as well, which is electronic medical records. So orders can actually be taken from doctor's office. So if they, like they ask you what pharmacy you would like, they can actually ask you, would you like your, if they order lab testing, would you like it done at home? And they can actually go through straight to us. But some of the new services launching in 2026, we have our lab testing with the phlebotomy, health risk assessment, prevention coaching. We have the corporate wellness side. We also have mobile vitamin IVs that'll be starting. We just got approval this month for our national vitamin IVs. Also, a new process that's coming live with a whole group that we have in Canada is pet health and wellness. It's a lot going live in the United States. Did you know you could actually order lab testing for your pets and have it done in your home anytime? So, not just lab testing, you could get the immunizations and stuff done right at your home. So that's coming. That's going live this um, actually in a few months. It's going live. So we also have the financial health wellness, basically everything to encompass with people to help maintain homeostasis or help get back to a balance in life. And then we have drug and alcohol testing for employer solutions, where they can actually order like fingerprinting, all of that stuff right through our platform and our app as well. Can't really show you a lot of it yet because it's not live yet. It was supposed to be live the 1st of March, but we're so much closer now. It should be going live in the next couple of weeks. And you ready for this? Let's see. I'm going to throw this out there real quick. There's a QR code for you guys to get the first. Go ahead and put your name in there. Go in, and that way you get the first notification when the app goes live, and it should be live by next month, at least in the beta testing, and you get 20% off the first orders. Anybody that's on that as well. Um, so we're so close. It's been 4 years in the works, and um, yeah, we're close, almost there. I tried to keep it at 6 minutes.
Thank you so much. Well done, Ed. Well done. As a purveyor of your products, this man will go anywhere and draw your blood at any time. I mean, no joke. So, back room right there. Have at it. Let's go. From
Yep.
personal experience. All right, guys. Do you guys have any questions?
So once a year I go, I get my blood drawn. They say you're healthy as a horse, and I walk out. What can you tell by somebody's blood? Is it a good preventative thing that can catch something earlier? And does it also give them peace of mind? Can a blood test, what can it tell and what can it miss?
Ooh, I love that. So blood testing is like well, blood number one is your life force, right, in your body, and so everything there's all kinds of things, biomarkers and everything that happen through your blood. So you could find pretty much anything. They have new cancer markers now that are through both blood and for buccal swabs as well. And so you can actually see if your body's and your family has a hereditary predisposition to certain types of cancers. Even, I mean, anything you could think of happens with your blood. What I do work with a lot of patients is I talk with them, I consult with them on, if they're having some underlying issues. It's like, okay, what's going on? I've been doing this so long. It's like, even though I'm not a provider, and I tell them it's for wellness purposes, um, I give a lot of consult as to what types of tests to do. I actually consult with even some naturopaths and stuff on what type of testing to do. So it's been anything you can do with blood testing. Food sensitivities, allergies. There's a difference between sensitivities and allergies. So um, a lot of underlying, like autoimmune issues actually start from food sensitivities, not allergies, sensitivities. So yeah.
My mom has to take vitamin B for neuropathy, and she does it at home, but she needs it methylated. And where
Hmm.
she lives in Northern California, it's almost impossible to find it. So,
Yep.
what do you have methylated vitamin B?
So we actually work with a pharmacy network. They have about 70 pharmacies around the country, including California, that they do the methylated vitamins as well. I can get you in contact with them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You want to hear a HIPAA joke?
Sure. You bet.
I'm, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I love that one. Okay, I'm gonna have to use that one, but I'll forget. I'll have to use that one.
Thanks. One of the jokes I've made up, actually. But so you said something about integration to EMRs.
Yes.
I did healthcare in the online realm for about 2 years, and healthcare for 10. But mainly, I'm a veteran who's trying to deal with getting these EMR systems to talk to one another.
Hmm.
Have you considered, or are you already working towards some back end form where this integration you're doing can also come your direction so they can get the available data from you in such a way that, because for whatever reason they just can't seem to talk to one another, and no one's built a third party system for that yet.
Yeah, we've actually contemplated that, but our goal under Your Health Pro is to be independent of the health systems, and it's basically because a lot of people want direct to consumer testing. They don't want it in their medical records. They want it private. So we thought about that, but we want to keep it separate. We want to really keep it so it doesn't go back to medical records. If they want to put it in their medical records, it's up to the patients. They can. But with the EMRs that we're connecting with, like our first integration is we're working with Athena, and basically we're building an app to be on their platform. So when somebody places an order, they can always choose mobile if they want to.
So two things, Ed. Hey, in that regard, check out Fold Health. Just follow them when you're ready to look at integrations. They're doing some really cool things.
Sure.
What do you feel is the biggest challenge that you have with, this is beautiful, by the way. I'm so happy that you got this going on. What's the biggest challenge that you're facing right now for actually the doing of the thing?
With doing what?
The doing of the thing.
Um, like the biggest challenge all the way around. Biggest challenge, I'll share this. The biggest challenge around this is I've been used to having a smaller company, and with this growing, my biggest challenge is me. That I'm going to be honest with that. I was just talking with a peer group the other day, and my biggest challenge is me getting out of the way, and putting more trust into my team. That's my biggest challenge. And that, I don't know, I think it might be a big challenge for a lot of other entrepreneurs. It's like, that's my biggest challenge is me. It is. It is. And it's, yeah, you're right. It's been like my baby for, on the phlebotomy side for the last almost 30 years. And to get out of the way, that's right. Exactly. It's been tough. So um, I had a conversation with a business mentor of mine, and it's like, he gave me the analogy of, it's like his son growing up and going to college and now going on his own, and what his business did, and it was just like it's kind of the same thing. So I value that one. My biggest challenge is me.
I think almost every entrepreneur can agree with that, right, guys? It's like, can we get out of the way?
Mm-hmm.
My question is, most of us are in the Asante healthcare system, being here in the Rogue Valley. And does this work with things like MyChart and that sort of thing? Have you looked into it?
Yeah, we're not integrating it though, because our biggest thing that we found in the country is people always ask us, well, is this going to go into my medical records? And it's no. It's not going to go into your medical records because, yes, it's with a doctor's order, but it's not their providing physician that's ordering it, right? It's our medical director who gave us authorization to do scripting service nationwide. And so in the lab testing world, you could do it anytime. You could do the lab testing for personalized wellness. And so our thing is no. And most of the people are like, oh, relieved. They don't want it in their medical records. They just want to know ahead of time. And so we really wanted to dedicate this to take control of your health, keep it out of medical records. If they want to put it in medical records, they can. It's up to the patient. It's completely up to them. So we're building a full repository, so you could basically build a path to wellness as well, but it's all private.
Just a quick question, because I think this is absolutely amazing. But I'd be curious to hear: do you find, either in the healthcare industry in general or with providers, um, that they're very receptive to this, or do you feel like they have a mentality of, well, you're taken away from people having to come to me to get the order and taken away from my income, or how does that work? Do you feel like there's any kind of button of heads?
I love that question because our goal with Your Health Pro is to bring Western medicine and natural medicine together under one roof. It's always been left or right. And some people like just natural medicine. Some people like Western medicine. some people need both. And so why has it always been left to right? Let's bring it to one resource so it's together. And so I have talked to providers who are very Western medicine, and they're like, a lot of them are like, well, they don't really like the direct to consumer lab testing side. Um, but if you talk to functional medicine doctors, naturopathic, doctors and stuff, they love that because that's where people are taking control. They're working on taking control of their health. And so it's kind of been a balance. And so our market space is more in the functional wellness, um, longevity space. That's where we really um, work with a lot of providers. Also in the prevention, one of the tests that just came out, just to give an example, is a frat test. If you guys, I don't know if you've heard of the frat test. It's a folate receptor antibody, and it's with kids with autism. If you look at the studies on that, some of the kids with autism, if they had a positive folate receptor antibody, it means that they're not getting enough folate and methylated folate basically to their brain. And so when they got on a basically it's a drug called leucovorin, which kind of penetrates the blood-brain barrier and gets more folate to the brain, some of them have reversed almost 100% of their symptoms. Wow. It's only a small piece to a puzzle, right? But if we could change one life, it's all worth it. And so I talked with our medical director, and we actually brought that direct to consumer because they weren't doing that. So we're actually the only ones right now that brought the frat test direct to the consumer market. And there's only one lab in the world that does it. So they're running like 12 weeks behind on getting results out because they're so inundated. But we're here to serve.
That was awesome information as a retired teacher to find that out is just wonderful. Thank you. My question to you is, and it's probably the elephant in the room, insurance. How does this get paid for?
It's all concierge, so it's private pay.
Thank you.
But if you look at the lab testing side, the lab testing world is a racket. I've been in it for 30 years. It's ridiculous. During COVID, I've never seen prices go from, so much. But we could usually save patients like around 70 to 80% off regular retail cost. Because, there's no sense if we could sell a lab test for, $18 or $20 and still make a profit, why not? There's no sense in having it 50 to $100 for a test that actually costs $3 to run.
And can I just say personal experience? One, if I ran it through my insurance, it was going to be $100 more than Ed charged me. But then I gave it back to my insurance, and my insurance compensated it. So,
yep, there you go. Thank you.
Two questions. One, are you hiring RNs? And two,
I owe you an email.
Yeah. Two, so it's direct to consumer. Is there, after you get the lab test done, is there integration with the health director? Like, for example, a lot of the public may not understand the testing and what it means when they get their results, or there can be results that cause a lot of fear. Yep. So then is there follow-up with that health director to show you what the next steps are and not to panic potentially?
I value that one. So first off, on the hiring part, no, because we're basically independent. So, but I could show you how to grow your own business doing that. That's what the goal of the platform is for. And so we actually created a whole program to show you how to start your business and how to grow it and run it. And our platform is your business management system. So we'll talk on that. It's just, but I've been inundated on this. That's why I didn't email you. So sorry. On the second part, what was the second part? No, I'm just kidding. On the second part, as far as I'm trying to capture my thought, I guess. Very ADHD brain. Sorry. What was the second part? Just remind me real fast. I'm sorry.
If you get, let's say I get my test results and there's 6 things there and they're red, and I'm right. Like, I'm dying and I need somebody to talk to.
So thank you. Sorry. So if there's any like critical values or anything like that, we actually have a process where our team contacts the patient, but it's all under a wellness statute. So we basically refer them back to, we basically have a process where we refer them to their physician, and we say, you really should talk to a health provider on this. But this is also the reason why we've been building in the Your Health Pro side, because now we'll have providers on the platform where patients could actually go onto the platform, find the provider, know exactly what they're going to pay for it, schedule it, and it also has telemedicine built into the app as well. So they could do the teleconference right through our platform. So that's all there, and so we could actually refer them straight to there, and the providers are all independent. So it just helps. It helps build that community and service.
Can
Yes.
Jeremy Blanchard? Oh, Jeremy Blanchard. Sorry, everyone. Can spiritual practitioners plug into your program?
Absolutely. I love that. So when you mentioned in that part, absolutely, because one thing I didn't put in my slides is we built we built the whole foundation. I would love to pull up I finally had AI get something out of my brain. It's like I had this pillar thing. So the pillars of a healthy business, and it's all founded on Colossians 3:23, and everything you do as unto God, not for human masters. So that's what I built this on, and that's what our philosophy is. And you strive to do everything with all of your heart for service to others. And what I coach to providers, especially in the mobile health providers, is if you strive to serve patients and serve others exceptionally, you focus on the service, the cash flow flows. So
So real quick, a couple comments. First of all, the fact that this is direct to consumer is rad, and I hope that it blows up that way. I'm happy to make some connections with you when you're ready. Um, Who Not How was a book that changed my life last year. It was recommended by a person in this room, and after reading that, I was able to kind of get over myself because I'm like you with the ADHD and all the things, and it was hard for me to do that. I imagine even harder for you considering how long you've been in the space. Well, I'm still relatively new. Um, with regards to insurance, there are models of insurance, self-insurance, level funded, that you can create and build plans and fit something like this in. So one of the introductions when you're ready to scale is to folks that are plan architects, and kind of I can encourage them to talk to you about that, because it is a thing. And
Yep.
some folks don't want to spend that initial $100, but if it's part of your deductible, you will, because it's going to save you money in the long run, especially if you
That's
can
right.
build the insurance carriers. But also, in answer to the situation, the space is really competitive, and so if you're going to them, Quest Diagnostics and these other folks aren't getting the overly inflated money, which is great for the health plans, because if the health plan is charging less and it's a self-funded plan, that actually saves an employer a ton of money, and that will help prevent the inflated costs when that renewal comes.
Yeah, thank you on that.
All right, we're going to take one more question.
First of all, I just want to say thank you, Ed. This is amazing. I'm incredibly proud of you. I remember about 20 years ago when you first started this business, and Senator Dennis Richardson's office. I work with Senator Dennis Richardson on many, many projects. But one of the questions I had just looking at this app, looking at this profile, and looking around the room is, have you integrated this app with some sort of maybe some that speak Spanish, some that has no communication with the language, to be able to read, understand, and know what their health benefits are, and provide that benefit for people that are not just English speaking, but opening up to many markets of other foreign languages?
Yep. Our app actually going live has 5 languages so far. They could switch it when they log into the app. So it's there, it's built. It's just it's once we get it out and test it. So I value that. So yes, and I haven't seen that on the web page. I could see it on the app, but I can't see it. I have to check on the web page. That's a thing. Thank you. Yep.
I love it.
Hey, thank you.
Coming from Arizona and a state where all my healthcare was self-directed, right? I could order a lab test. I could go to any doctor I wanted to. And moving to a state that I had no idea was not, you've been a lifesaver, because I take I've dealt with some autoimmune stuff, and so to call him up and get my autoimmune stuff tested throughout my year without going to a doctor, without doing all that kind of stuff is huge. So I encourage anybody and everybody to look into that and just take that control, because I think that's really what it's about. So we appreciate you very much. And last but not least, is there anything that we can do for you?
Yeah, you bet. Pass the word, because we built our company by word of mouth. So pass the word. Definitely register on here, and pass it to any providers. I'd like to do, when we go live, hopefully by April 1st. We were supposed to be live by March 1st, but we had some delays. So by April 1st, we should be live with our MVP side. And I would love to get some beta testers in there to see how and get feedback on how they what they feel on it, what they feel about it. So not only patients but providers. I want to just really we want to do some beta testing on every aspect of it, because there's a lot of intricacies in it, and we want to make sure it's working. So that's it.
Ed has already received the orange mug, so Ed now gets the beloved pen and notebook, the journal. This Ed, this is where you put all your entrepreneurial dreams right here. You just write them in here; they come true. That's what the 1MC journal does for you.
The only problem is sometimes I can't read my own handwriting.
You can't read your own handwriting.
Sometimes, yeah. No.
Anybody in here handwriting coach? Bam.
There we go.
There you go. Actually, let's talk later because I got problems. Big hand for Ed. It's so cool to have people who are building their businesses come back and be able to, for us to have some perspective as a group. How many people were in the room the last time Ed presented? There's a number of people. Yeah. And so to be able to see that progression and that growth, but also for Ed to be able to feel that support and continued support through, building out the company that he's working on, which is, again, it's an amazing service. And I love to see that. Good job getting to the next big. This is a big step. This is a huge one. So amazing. Well done, Ed. Well done. I wanted to give a shout out too to Claudia. Where'd you go? There she is. Almost every time, maybe not every time, but almost every time we have somebody up here presenting, at some point, because Claudia has the mic, she helps you all have a voice. But Claudia will give some testimonial because Claudia has used virtually everybody's service and has worked with them in some capacity and can speak to how incredible what they do is. And so I just wanted to give a shout out because it's not just like we can all be here and talk, but when you actually are supporting the entrepreneurs by using their services, by working with them and helping them grow their business and then reflecting back and sharing that, like that's what makes like a huge, huge change and impact, right? So shout out to you, Claudia, because you're always like, she's like, yeah, and his service is amazing. I used it, blah, 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 blah. And it's awesome. What's that? Yeah. It's true. You are one of the people who invites people to come speak, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, awesome, great. And I noticed a handful in the room. Raise your hand, raise your mug if you have an orange mug. Yes, look at all these people who have come up on the stage. Now, here's the challenge. At some point, get back on the list. Give yourself at least 8 months to a year. Get back on the list. Come share what progress you've made. Or if you haven't and you're stalling out, that's also something worth sharing, right? So we'd love to revisit and re-see people and be able to continue to support the entrepreneurs going through their journey and their process. So anyways, also, if there's someone who, again, raise your hand, Orange Mug Clubs. Yep. So keep them up, keep them up. So if you see somebody in the room that you want to touch base with and ask how things are going, that have their hand up, please identify those people and then go talk to them when we finish up here. Cool? Awesome. Kim, come on up. You've got an announcement about an OEN event we have coming up.
We're trying to increase our entrepreneur support offerings through various workshops, so technical assistance for all the entrepreneurial needs. But we're very honored to host Oregon Entrepreneur Network. Goes by OEN. If you've not heard of them, Kara's phenomenal human. But the idea is to bring more of what OEN is doing to our region, and as well as resources for you all. So Trevor has offered up the space. Kara will be here on March 25th after 1MC, 12:30 to 4:30. If you are interested and you want the link, you can show up. It's free. But if you want the registration link, let me know. I believe Trev has it too. But if you want to register for it, you can. But it's 12:30 to 4:30. It's rural innovation. And so Kara is going to be presenting on all the things, like 4 different components of being an entrepreneurial in rural regions, and then also provide some resources, those types of things when she presents. It's going to be really good. We got a grant to offer this, and I wanted to be the first one to offer it in the state, so we're bringing it to GP. Thank you, Trevor.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, let us know.
Also, you could probably find that link on our Facebook page, but also I will be posting that event on the Hivve's website as well, and it'll have all the link information there to sign up. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you all for being here. Happy Wednesday. It's like hump day. It's right in the middle. We're making our way. And I look forward to seeing all your lovely faces, plus your friends that you told between now and then to come check it out, because this is amazing. And thank you. See you at 9:30 Wednesday. Check test. Hey.